Dear students, today we will discuss microfinancing and priority sector lending. What does mean microfinancing? Microfinancing means financing small group of rural people who own their business and earn their income. In microfinancing through self-help group has assumed predominance in recent years. SHG is group of rural poor who volunteer to organize themselves in a group for eradication of poverty of the member. They agree to save regularly and convert their saving into a common fund known as the group corps. The member of the group agree to use this common fund and such other funds that they may receive as a group through a common management. Generally, self-help group consists of 10 to 20 persons. However, in difficult areas like deserts, hills and areas with scattered and sparse population, and in case of minor irrigation and disabled persons, this number may range from 5 to 20. As soon as the SHG self-help group is formed and a couple of group meetings are held, an SHG can open a saving bank account with the nearest commercial or regional rural banks or a cooperative bank. This is essential to keep the thrift and other earnings of the self-help group safety and also to improve the transparency level of SHG's transaction. Opening of saving bank account in fact is the beginning of a relationship between the bank and the SHG. The Reserve Bank of India has issued instruction to all banks permitting them to open saving bank accounts in the name of registered or unregistered SHG groups by initially managing their own common funds for some time. SHG members not only take care of the financing needs of each other but develop their skills of financing, management and intermediation as well. Lending to members also enhance the knowledge of SHG members in setting the interest rate and periodic loan installments. Recovering the loan, the SHG bank linkage program has emerged as the major microfinance program in the country. NABARD has played a major role in development of SHG bank linkage with involvement of non-government organizations in the process. There are three models of SHG banks linkage that have been evolved over time. First, that is model first, SHG formed and financed by banks. In this model, the bank itself takes up the work of forming and nurturing the groups, opening their bank accounts and providing them with bank loans after satisfying as to their maturity to observe credit. In case of the bank is also the program implementing agency. The second model is SHG formed by NGOs and formal organizations but directly financed by the banks. In this NGO self-help group was formed by non-government organizations. The group are nurtured and trained by the agencies. The banks then provide credit directly to the SHG after observing their operations and majority to observe credit. While the bank provides loan to the group directly, the facilitating agency continue their interaction with SHGs. Most linkage experiences begin with this model where NGO plays a major role. The model has been popular with and more acceptable to banks since some of the difficult functions of social dynamics are externalized. Around 75% of total number of SHG are financed under this model. And in model third, SHG financed by banks using NGOs and other agencies as financial intermediaries. For various reasons, banks in some areas are not in position even to finance SHG promoted and nurtured by the other agencies. In such case, NGO act as both facilitators and microfinance intermediaries. First, they promote the groups, nurture and train them, and then they approach banks for bulk loans for on lending to SHG. Now, while 563 districts in all the states union territories have been covered under this program, 560 banks including 48 commercial banks and 196 regional rural banks and 316 cooperative banks along with 3024 NGO are now associated with the initiatives. When we talk about the SHG groups, then they are working very efficiently in rural areas and providing training and income to their members, and thus helps in raising their living standard of their members. Next, we will talk about priority sector lendings in India. At the meeting of the National Credit Council held in July 1968, it was emphasized that commercial banks should increase their involvement in the financing of priority sectors. Priority sector means agriculture and small scale industries. The description of the priority sector was later formalized in 1972 on the basis of the report submitted by the Informal Study Group on Statistics related to advances to the priority sectors constituted by the RBI in May 1971. On the basis of this report, the Reserve Bank prescribed a modified return for reporting priority sector advances, and certain guidelines were issued in this connection indicating the scope of the items to be included under the various categories of priority sector. Although initially there was no specific target fixed in respect to priority sector lending, in November 1974, the banks were advised to raise the share of these sectors in their aggregate advances to the level of 33.33% by March 1979. At the meeting of Union Finance Minister with the Chief Executive Officer of Public Sector Banks held in March 1980, it was agreed that banks should aim at raising the proportion of their advances to priority sector to 40% by March 1985. Subsequently, on the basis of recommendation of the working group on the modalities of implementation of priority sector lending and 20-point economic program by banks, all commercial banks were advised to achieve the target priority sector lending at 40% of aggregate banks advances by 1985. On the basis of recommendation made in September 2005, the internal work group chaired by C.S. Murthy set up in RBI to examine, review and recommend changes, if any, in the existing policy on priority sector lending, including the segments constituting the priority sectors, targets and sub-targets, etc., and the comments or suggestions received thereon from banks, financial institutions, public and the Indian Bank Association. It has been decided to include only those sectors as part of priority sector that impact large section of the population, the weaker sections and the sectors which are employment intensive such as agriculture and teeny and small enterprises. Accordingly, the board categorized of priority sector for all scheduled commercial banks. Categories of priority sector: first, agriculture, direct and indirect finance; second, small enterprises, direct and indirect; retail trade, microcredit, education loans, housing loans. These are priority sector lendings. In agriculture, direct finance to agriculture shall include short, medium, long-term loans given to agriculture and allied activities. For example, dairies, fisheries, piggeries, poultry, beekeeping, etc. Direct to individual farmers. Self-help group or joint liability groups of individual farmers without limit, and to others such as corporate partnership firms and institutions up to the limit as per RBI. Indirect finance to agriculture side includes loan given to agriculture and allied activities as specified by RBI. Likewise, in small industries, direct finance to small enterprise shall include all loans given to micro and small enterprise engaged in manufacture, production, processing or preservation of goods, and micro and small enterprise engaged in providing or rendering of services, and whose investment in plant and machinery and equipment respectively does not exceed the amount as per RBI. Indirect finance to small enterprise shall include finance to any persons providing inputs to or marketing the output of artisans, village and cottage industries, handlooms, and to cooperatives of producers in this sector. In this way, we can say that in priority sector lending, agriculture and small enterprises in agriculture and small enterprises, the loan has been given directly or indirectly. Thank you.